Hello, my name is TeShawnna McWilliams. My topic is muscular dystrophy. Today I will be educating you on muscular dystrophy and the many symptoms as well as treatments, prognosis, and doctors that treat people with this disorder. I have a son with Becker's dystrophy. My son has developed enlarged muscles and large triceps since birth. When he was first diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, the doctor completed a physical exam and took family history just to find out that no one else in our family has been diagnosed with this disorder. Since birth, my son has traveled several different states to see several different doctors for his illness. My son Bobby has been through physical therapy as well as occupational therapy. He has had every blood test and examination referring to the nervous system. He has worn braces on his arms, knees, and ankles. He has very stiff joints, but he is extremely strong. Bobby is 16. He does not look abnormal because of his disability. He does all the activities as a normal child. Bobby has also developed scoliosis, which is a S or C shaped spine that causes muscles to weaken or to keep the spine from holding erect. This is my son Bobby. These are his triceps that he has developed since birth. To some, this may be called a muscle, but to doctors, this is abnormal. These are his hands. This is the deformity of his hands. This is how his hands are. He cannot stretch his fingers out, and neither can he hold his arms above his head. This is my son Bobby. Muscular dystrophy refers to a group of hereditary muscle disease that weakens the muscles that move the human body. Lancet states muscular dystrophies are characterized by progressive skeletal muscle weakness, defects in muscle proteins, and the death of muscle cells and tissues. MD is inherited, but follows different inheritance patterns. Many signs and symptoms vary. One of the most interesting is the progressive muscular wasting, which restricts only the arms and the legs. That's basically what my son Bobby has. Often there is loss of muscle mass, which may be hard to see because some of the types of muscular dystrophy cause a buildup of fat and connective tissues that make the muscles appear to be larger, as you've seen on my son Bobby. The disease is also distinguished by the absence of brisk reflexes. Lancet also states poor balance and frequent falls are common symptoms along with the calf deformation. All these signs causes limited range of movement and are very noticeable. Drooping eyelids and failure of the glands are very rare symptoms, but are also for people that have muscular dystrophy. Some conditions also lead to learning disabilities. On the other hand, MD can be treated. The treatments are given according to the severity of the disorder. The treatments of muscular dystrophy consist of well-integrated plans that customize to the individual's needs. Treatment plans are geared toward managing symptoms, complications, and for children and adults. Occupational therapy and physical therapy are the leading treatments for people with this disorder. Physical therapy can help a child or adult to maintain as much strength and flexibility as possible. Physical therapy can also help to loosen muscle and joint stiffness. Braces on the hands and legs can help the mobility to keep the stiff joints from contracting permanently. Occupational therapy can help a person to be able to complete daily activities and maintain independence for as long as possible. The primary goal of occupational therapy is to enable people to participate in the activities of everyday life. Some other treatments can be and medication as well. Cortisone is also a form of treatment. It can be given in a cream or ointment, and sometimes it all can be given as a pill, liquid, or inhalant, which is very rare. The prognosis for muscular dystrophy varies according to the type and the progression of the disorder. According to Marks, some cases may have more marked progressive or muscle weakness, functional disabilities, or loss of movement to the body. Just to name a few of the muscular dystrophy disorders, um, dystonia, limb-girdle, myotonic, and OPD. The two well-known types is Duchenne and Becker's. Becker's is what my son has. Duchenne is a kinetic recessive disease that affects muscles, causing progressive and deterioration muscle weakness. It is also caused by mutation of the dystrophy gene that creates a protein that anchors muscle fibers in the cells. Becker's is a subtype of muscular dystrophy where the mutation caused defect to the dystrophy gland is milder than the classic cases. The severity of the disease varies in boys and men with Becker's for a longer life expectancy. It is most common in childhood's form of dystrophy. Early signs usually occur between the ages of 2 and 6. Becker dystrophy can first appear much later than Duchenne, even as late as 25. The severity and the rate of progression of the Becker's depends on how much dystrophy is made and how well it functions in the muscle. So it's very important to have a certain amount of protein. If a person has too much or not enough protein in their dystrophy, this causes the muscles and the tissues to weaken. The list of muscular dystrophy diseases and disorders goes on and on. Muscular dystrophy patients have certain doctors to see after them as well. The doctor is called a neurologist. A neurologist performs examination of nerves of the head, the neck, muscle strength and movement, balance, reflexes, as well as other cognitive abilities. Common exams that are given are what we call the CAT scan, the MRI, the MRA, the EEG, the spinal tap, as well as a EMG and an NCV. The most painful test is the spinal tap, which my son has experienced several times. Another interesting fact about muscular dystrophy is Jerry Lewis, who is one of the well-known sponsors for this disorder. Jerry Lewis, he holds a telethon every year, Labor Day, to raise money to sponsor people with this disease to further the research for this disease. Since 2009, he has raised $2.45 billion for this disorder, which is outstanding. In closing, muscular dystrophy is a progressive disorder that causes deterioration of the muscles and eventually leads to muscle wasting and muscle weakness, bone deformities, and disability. MD is a genetic disorder that gradually weakens the body muscle. It is caused by incorrect or missing genetic information that prevents the body from making the proteins needed to build and maintain healthy muscles. There is no cure for muscular dystrophy, but researchers are quickly learning more about how to prevent and to treat it. Doctors are also working on improving muscle joint functions and showing muscular deterioration so that that people with MD can live actively and independently as possible. People with MD are encouraged to keep their body as strong and healthy as possible by by engaging in regular activities and physical therapy. All diseases and disorders are not curable. For instance, muscular dystrophy. This disease changes your life drastically, such as affect your appearance and or your mental or physical abilities. My son Bobby motto is live every day as if it's your last, happily and lovingly. Thanks for you all's attention, and I hope you have received much informative information about muscular dystrophy. My sources are the Annual Muscular Dystrophy Association with Jerry Lewis, also Kunkel Lewis with Dystrophy in Pennsylvania Developmental Biology, Emory Lancet Living with Muscular Dystrophy, Neurogenic and Myopathic Dysfunctions, Muscular Weakness, Reader's Digest, and John Stachwiecki and Gina McCormick, Early Occupational Therapy Skills and Physical Dysfunctionals.